Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tales of Honor podcast. This is episode number 601, kicking off a new round of recipients. This time it's going to be all living Medal of Honor recipients that I have not already covered in the past. We're going to be doing these in order of age, youngest to oldest, is kind of how I have it set up right now. So just so I'm not showing any favoritism, I just either try to do by name or by age or by action date. So this time around, it's just going to be by age, youngest to oldest is how we're going to do it. Speaking of youngest and oldest, we do have a birthday today, and that birthday belongs to Mr. James P. Fleming, who was born on this day, March 12th, 1943. So he turns the beautiful age of 80 years old today. He is a former U.S. Air Force colonel that earned the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Vietnam War. So a very happy 80th birthday to Mr. Fleming today. That is the only birthday I have for today, so let's get right on into today's Tale of Honor. Gordon was born in Middletown, Ohio on the 14th of June, 1950, and he enlisted in the U.S. Army just 3 days after graduating from high school. After basic training at Fort Benning, an infantry school, he was assigned to Company B, 1st Battalion, 506th Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, and was soon deployed to the Republic of Vietnam. Within 3 months, Gordon had earned the Silver Star and Bronze Star for distinguished actions, but it was his actions on the 11th of July, 1969, that would later earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty, Sergeant Roberts distinguished himself while serving as a rifleman with Company B during combat operations. Sergeant Roberts' platoon was maneuvering along a ridge to attack heavily fortified enemy bunker positions, which had pinned down an adjoining friendly company. As the platoon approached the enemy positions, it was suddenly pinned down by heavy automatic weapons and grenade fire from camouflaged enemy fortifications atop the overlooking hill. Seeing his platoon immobilized and in danger of failing in its mission, Sergeant Roberts crawled rapidly toward the closest enemy bunker. With complete disregard for his safety, he leaped to his feet and charged the bunker, firing as he ran. Despite the intense enemy fire directed at him, Sergeant Roberts silenced the two-man bunker. Without hesitation, Sergeant Roberts continued his one-man assault on a second bunker. As he neared the second bunker, a burst of enemy fire knocked his rifle from his hands. Sergeant Roberts picked up a rifle dropped by a comrade and continued his assault, silencing the bunker. He continued his charge against a third bunker and destroyed it with well-thrown hand grenades. Although Sergeant Roberts was now cut off from his platoon, he continued his assault against a fourth enemy emplacement. He fought through a heavy hail of fire to join elements of an adjoining company which had been pinned down by the enemy fire. Although continually exposed to hostile fire, he assisted in moving wounded personnel from exposed positions on the hilltop to an evacuation area before returning to his unit. By his gallant and selfless actions, Sergeant Roberts contributed directly in saving the lives of his comrades and served as an inspiration to his fellow soldiers in the defeat of the enemy force. Sergeant Roberts' extraordinary heroism and action at the risk of his life were in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the U.S. Army. Gordon remained in Vietnam for 11 more months, returning home to the States in June of 1970, and 9 months later, he received the Medal of Honor from President Nixon on the 2nd of March, 1971, in a ceremony at the White House. At the time, Gordon was the youngest living recipient, and he went on to attend the University of Dayton, where he earned a bachelor's degree in 1974. He then married and had 2 children, spending the next 18 years as a social worker before returning to the Army. This time, Gordon commissioned and served in company and field grade commands as well as staff assignments in Korea, Fort Bragg, Haiti, Fort Gordon, Iraq, Fort Benning, and Kuwait. In June of 2008, he served as the brigade commander for Walter Reed Medical Center, a position he held for 2 years before serving as command surgeon for the 1st Sustainment Command at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Gordon was the only Medal of Honor recipient to still be serving on active duty until Salvatore Ginta received the medal on the 16th of November, 2010. Gordon Ray Roberts retired from the Army at the rank of colonel on the 18th of May, 2012, after about 24 years of service, and he currently resides in Ohio. And that was the Tale of Honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Floruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.